Bomdia, good morning. Dudubai, how are you all? I hope that everyone is cool. If you can hear me and the audio is clear, just let me know, okay? I can see some crown on the comment. David, you have crown one. Miguel, you have crown two. I guess it because of why is it? Miguel, you have three. Okay, David, okay. I think there is something. I don't know what is that. Bomdia Minhle, Arsenal, Arslan, FX. Boom boom dia, brother. Good morning, Ben. David, good morning. Thank you, David, for confirming that you can hear me. We can hear you. Good morning, Tito. Thank you, Juan Carlos Posada. Uh, Today, really, if you ask me, I don't know what to do. Okay, but yeah, I'll explain the price action a bit before 9:30 so that you guys can understand why I'm like what is happening over here. Okay, so I will just explain my understanding over here about the price action, and then you will take your decision. Okay. Good morning, Vikram. Dhruv Patel. Yo, I don't know why there is some crown on someone's comment and someone doesn't have that crown. Dhruv, can you please write down anything else? I just need to make sure that is it because of commenting or something? Miguel. Okay, now you have one. I don't know why. What is that? Tito just took London high. Last fair look at 15 minutes. Yeah, I know, brother. I was watching this market. I have traded over there. Actually, I had a big loss around 7 a.m. kill zone. So I was trying to mitigate them. So far, I have mitigated some. Still, I have some. I think I will mitigate them around the PM session. I was overconfident. Didn't I took over contract entry, put my stop loss very tight, got stopped out. Just messed up. I was so much confident about 7 a.m. kills on entry. It worked perfectly just because I was over leveraged, so I was not able to put my stop loss exactly where I should put it. But yeah, uh, it is what it is. Okay, I mean, over leveraged always kill. I was so excited, it killed me. Simple. So this is the daily chart. Let's talk about the price action a bit. Okay, there is still some buy side liquid. There is not some buy side liquid. There is all the buy side liquid over there. Hey Baragan, good morning, brother. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, this week 50% was the very strong area. Okay, I don't want to see that this candle, daily candle, is going to respect the week 50%, which is aligned with this green line. So I'm just not going to mark another line. I will just remember this line is the week 50%, that week 50%. I would love to see this candle will close above that week 50% so that it can keep going higher for that 2.5 standard deviation. I'm never sell, I'm never bearish, I'm always bullish until there is some kind of sell side liquidity from the daily chart. For example, here you see this low and that low, clean sell side liquidity from the daily chart. Until I don't see this type of things, it has to be a swing low, it has to be a swing low. So you can see here, you can say, brother, that is a swing low, that is a swing low. No, they're the sideways candle, so it's not my sell side liquidity, which is very important to me. Of course, market can go toward them, but I really don't care about them. Okay, it's not the something that will tell me, brother, think about sell. No, I'm watching here, this down close body close candle open is holding the market, sending the market higher. That's all I'm watching over here. So it traded a lot of time, the open or the candle, which is the down close candle, it is actually supporting them. Okay, supporting that order block. From daily chart, just remember minus 2.5 standard deviation, and this white line is in between minus 1 and minus 2 standard deviation. So this 2 standard deviation, this is the 50%. So this is my first target, and this is my extreme target. That means I am expecting the all-time high is going to happen here. Minus 2.5 standard deviation is going to be the all-time high. Then this market is going to reverse again to trade either this fair value gap or to take all of these lows. Okay, so from here the reversal will start. That is my expectation. If I see this minus 2.5 standard deviation is broken from daily chart, I will expect this is gonna be the highest high or the all-time high, and then this market will fall. Okay, so until here I will be bullish. When it will tap there, I will start to look for bearishness until the body doesn't close above that line. Let's go to the hourly chart. So here is the hourly chart. You can see that I have some thin sell side liquidity over here, which is the obvious liquidity. You can see this low has taken over here, though it has traded this fair value gap over here. I have this clean sell side liquidity here, which is marked from my 15-minute chart. Not going to mark them here again, so I will show them to you from the 15-minute chart. But so far this market has supported this new week opening gap, which is overlapped with another new week opening gap, as well as this -1 standard deviation worked as a support here. It has worked as a support. Here is the last parabolic gap from the hourly chart to that specifically. This is the last parabolic gap. It has did that last parabolic gap by body. Week reach until this area. Week did the damage. Always week did the damage. So from the hourly chart, I know that until this market is above this new week opening gap high, I will keep looking for buy. I don't care about anything else. So it didn't close below this new week opening gap. Actually not below this new week opening gap, below this new week opening gap high or this new week opening gap high. I was, from my daily chart as well as from hourly chart, I was extremely bullish. Yesterday I was bullish and I showed you like 6 entries over there. One was losing and the rest 5 was winning trade. Then this market, it was so beautiful yesterday, okay? And today this market overnight big run, okay? So around 1 a.m. candle, 2 a.m. candle was so big. It was so big. Most of the job is done. It came until here. Why it has been reversed from there, I'll show that later. But before you see, from there it fall and came to this bullish parabolic gap from the hourly chart. Okay, there is just bullish parabolic gap. Not going to say this is the last parabolic gap something. This is just a bullish parabolic gap that has been traded. Then this market went higher again. This is the new candle from the hourly chart, which has started around 9, open, went higher, started to fall. This green line is that 50% in between -1.5 and -2.5 standard deviation. So would love to see it is going to work as a support the way it has worked as a support here. -1 standard deviation has been worked as a support. I would love to see it will work as a support and this market will start to go higher again. From 15-minute chart, this is the 15-minute chart. As you can see, this is the hourly, 15-minute last parabolic gap. Below this only liquidity. This is the all-time high, which is absolutely the obvious liquidity, but below the all-time high, this is the only liquidity which is very important to me. So this liquidity and that liquidity, these two liquidity is very important to me. Yesterday I have shown you how to use this gap, which is the range 50% gap, to decide your bias. Okay, this is that gap. I came around the Discord live around the PM session. I have explained this price action, also show you the AT, everything was over there. So I think if you are with me around the PM session to our Discord live, you have already understand what is the range 50% fair value gap and how to use that gap. Okay, then this market went higher, come back again, used this new day opening gap, as you can see here, used that new day opening gap as a support. Brother, it has been broken. It didn't reach here. How did you know that it is going to respect that new day opening gap? How did you know that it is going to support that new day opening gap? I didn't know that. This same thing could happen here. This same thing could happen here. I have no idea where this is going to happen. But whenever there is a new day opening gap, new week opening gap, from the beginning, I'm going to predict that it is going to work like this way. Okay. So which one is going to work? I don't know. But every time I will expect this is going to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm absolutely okay. But I will be very careful about this. So it has perfectly respected that new day opening gap, as well as it has left the sell side liquidity. So I have now sell side liquidity here, which is the obvious liquidity. This low has taken over here, and finally this sell side liquidity. I want all of them to kept open until this market is not reaching for this line, -2.5 standard deviation. When it will reach over here, then, or maybe this white line, okay, I'm not sure about that -2.5 right now, but or from this 50% of 1 and 2 standard deviation, either of this line has to be traded before this market fall and cleared all of this liquidity. Here it has left that sell side liquidity. This is that last parabolic gap from 15-minute chart. So if you were with me yesterday, I told that this is the last parabolic gap. Here I had the BPR, this gap. I didn't really care about that BPR, But I told that when this market will come here, this last parallel gap, be very careful about this gap. Until this gap is not broken, this market can't take that buy side liquidity. It has to be broken. Now you can see that at the beginning, it has tried to break it. Nobody has closed above that parallel gap. Then this market fall, came here, went higher, used the low of this last parallel gap, went lower again, took that low, traded that hourly gap, went higher again, cleared cleared that relatively equal highs. Here I have a small gap above this gap. Yeah, exactly over there. Okay, so this is real last parallel gap. I don't mark them until it get respected. Like here, it has been respected there, then I can say this is the last parallel gap. Otherwise, I really ignore those type of gap. Instead, I would love to use this type of gap, which is very easy to see. Okay, so if you compare this gap with that gap, you will say, okay, brother, that is not a gap. This is the gap, real gap. Okay, so this market, I'm watching this gap as my last parallel gap. But as a hindsight, I can see that it has perfectly tapped to this real last gap and then started to react from there. Now, is it going to fall and take this sell side liquidity? I don't think so. It can fall, take that loss, which has been marked from my 1 minute chart, which is a clean sell side liquidity from 1 minute chart. It can happen. Now, from all the time frame, daily, hourly, 15 minute, I'm going to mark a gap. That gap is going to define my bias for today. Okay, so here you can see this bullish gap before 9:30 from 15 minute chart is going to be the gap which I'm going to use for my bias. Like yesterday, I have used this gap for my bias. Today, I'm going to use this gap as my bias until this market is above. It is not going to close below this gap. I will keep looking for buy from above the constant crossment of that bullish parallel gap. If this candle close below this parallel gap, then and only then I will start to look for sell here 1 minute liquidity, as well as this new day opening gap, as well as the last parallel gap from that specific leg. And then if it can go for that sell side liquidity, I will keep looking for them until this market is above this gap. I'm only bullish. If I'm bullish, see this last gap, it has to be broken. I know that it has to be broken if it would love to take that buy side liquidity. So here, this is like 50-50 chance. What I should do here? Nothing. I should do nothing over here. Why? Because I don't know that even if it is going to be respected, this market is going to break that last parallel gap or not. I don't know that. I'm going to predict this is going to be broken. This market is going to take that buy side liquidity. I'm going to predict that. So if I frame any setup, that is going to be a 50-50 setup. Is it going to break it and take it, or is it going to support the last parallel gap again and going to break that gap for that sell side liquidity? So it is kind of 50-50 chance. If this candle can close below this gap and I can frame a sell setup, that is my high probable selling. Let me clear this a very beautiful way. My all-time bias is bullish. I am bullish until this white line today. Okay, I am bullish. But in this condition, I can't frame any buy until this market is not going to close above this last parallel gap from 15 minute chart. So as I have the sell side liquidity here, if it can break the most obvious parallel gap, which is this gap, then it will be easier for me to think about a sell. Even though I'm going against my bias, but I believe that it will be easier for me to take the sell instead of taking the buy, as I have the most strongest parallel gap over here. As it is not broken, if I frame a buy because my bias is bullish, because this market will go higher and it has been respected any of the line from this gap, there is a high probability to get stopped out. But if it can close below this gap, okay, this gap, then it will be easier for me to think from here to here to take a sell. So this is a range from maybe here to here. It's like a 20 handle range. Now this is the problem. If I frame a sell here, this 22 handle is going to be my maximum target. I am not able to take the partial over there. Selling is my highest probability, but selling is also low probability for me because of the range in between here to here. The range is just 20 handle. If it was like 60 handle, I would say that okay, that is my highest playing area, okay, where I can take at least 20 to 30 handle, In between, from here to here, 60 handle, I will be able to take at least 20 to 25 handle from there. As the range is just 22 handle, I should sit on my hand. Overall, I should sit on my hand. Do you guys got the point? Okay, I need to confirm that you got my point. The whole thing I have explained over there. 7M was so beautiful here. This is that entry actually. Exactly there. I put my stop loss just one tick below this candle. As you can see, it was not a huge run. Okay, it was not a huge stop loss, just 13 handle, but I was over leveraged over here, so I was not able to put my stop loss here. Instead, I have put my stop loss over there. This market didn't give not even a single chance to trail my stop loss, and instead it has stopped me out here. And to be honest, while it was falling, I have put that here, just there, just here, tick one, just by one tick it stopped me out, but I was in over leveraged, so I took a huge loss over there. Thank you, Vikram. I think only you got the point. Okay, it's time to wait. First presented gap, I believe it is going to work every day so beautifully. Hey Rahul. Thank you, Koshi. Koshi too. Please ask the question, Vikram. What is your confusion, brother? I have no idea, brother. You have to backtest that. If you are asking me, is it going to work in gold, is it going to work in forex, I'm not able to answer this question because I didn't backtest them, I didn't observe the market over there. So you have to observe it, you have to backtest them if it works, and then let me know is it working or not. Hey Murshad, how are you, brother? Sachin got, okay, what did you get? On me till open before that. Excuse me. Before the action begins, take a moment to smash that like button and hit subscribe. Thank you, Tamimi. Okay. This 50-minute candle didn't close below this parabolic gap, so still I'm bullish from my higher time frame. Okay, still I'm bullish because this candle didn't close below this gap. That is the sign of bullishness. No, I'm not in Portugal right now, Murshad. I will be in next month, inshallah. Good morning, ready? I'm in Bangladesh right now. I will find you there. Okay, man. Okay. Listen, if any of you found a selling opportunity, please go for that sell. For me, still I'm bullish because the 15-minute gap is not broken from 15-minute chart. So I'm not interested to think any kind of sell. I'm extremely bullish right now, but I told you the difficulty is to frame the buy setup. Okay, if it is the first presented gap, let me check. It's not the first presented gap, so I'm not going to use it. I'm going to remove the opening gap as it has been perfectly closed. That sell side liquidity has been taken. A clean sell side liquidity has been taken. Still 15-minute candle didn't close below this parallel gap. I'm not interested to think about sell. No selling is valid to me. I'm watching if it can tap to this new opening gap, can start to go higher again. I don't think so. I can't help anyone specifically. Anas. If you bought that account, I believe that you are so confident to pass it and to get some of the payout from there. Otherwise, you should not bought it. You should not buy it. Okay. For some of you, this is the first presented gap. It's not the first presented gap to me. So if you would love to use that as your first presented gap, please go for it. So market has cleared that sell side liquidity, tapped to this new day opening gap, which is today's new day opening gap. It's time to see if it can go higher now. All of this sell side liquidity has been taken over here. Used the higher time frame as a higher time frame. This new day opening gap, it has used that new day opening gap as a higher time frame. I'd love to see if it can go higher now. If I were trading, this is my order block where sometimes you have seen that I push the order block entry. This is that order block, high probable order block to me. It is one of the highest probable order block to me. This gap. Okay, so now here I'm not going to take that risk while I'm in live. So I'll wait for beautiful entry opportunities. But this is my high probable order block. This one here. So if I would love to trade, I will trade like here. I'll take my entry there. Will put my stop loss one tick below that order block, just one tick below that order block, and we'll go for the next obvious level where I think this market will go. Here I'm not going to take this one. because I need some clean entry. So I'll wait for that clean entry. Still now I don't have the first presented gap. Don't copy my trade. If any of you have bought a new eval or you are trading the funded account, don't copy my trade. Take your decision by your analysis. Okay, don't depend on anyone else, depend on you. 2205 22015. I didn't see any sell side liquid here. 22015, where is that? Come on man, it's too far. 22015, it's too far. Still now I don't have any first presented gap. 23015. 23015. I think I have marked it already. Yeah, I have already marked it, and I have explained what I'm thinking about that. I have already explained that at the beginning of this stream. Those people are thinking this is the first presented gap and you got the boom or something. Congratulations, brother. I didn't get the first presented gap yet, so I'm waiting for the first presented gap. For me, I need a gap that has to be at least 5 handle, tick by tick. It has to be 5 handle. If it is less than 5 handle, maybe one tick less than 5 handle. No, that's not my first presented gap. I'm not interested to mark it as my first presented gap. Cashlet the cube. 23 180 180 180 180 180 180. I think I have marked it as well, brother. This is my buy side liquidity. That is my target. That order block. Okay, I just marked this box to show you the order block. As I told, this is my highest probable order block. I'm not going to frame this setup because I need some clean setup, but this is the highest probable order block. So sometimes you see that I push the button from an order block and you get confused why that is the order block. It has cleared all the sell side liquidity, traded one of the most strongest parallel gap here. This is the new opening gap. This is the most important order block ever. Highest probable order block here until this dotted line, from order block to dotted line, 23 handle. Boom. You got the boom, right? From that order block. nobody has closed below this fair value gap. Until the body doesn't close below this fair value gap, I'm not interested to think any kind of sell. No sell is valid to me. No sell is valid to me until the body doesn't close below this fair value gap. I hope you got the point. Now it could be maybe it also keep falling. In that type of situation, body would close below this gap. Then I would start to think about this sell side liquidity and any other level over there. But as the body didn't close, I will only think about the buy, only buy. So I hope that you have learned how to use a specific fair value gap to understand the bias. Okay, and I hope that it is absolutely clear to you how to use the bias. Okay, a specific gap as a bias. I'm just trying to make the things easier for you. Now, it didn't give me the entry. I don't care about that. I know that what type of entry I could take from there. I was waiting for that first presented gap because according to the price as well as the first presented gap, this was the highest probability. Now here you see this gap, this is called the entry gap. There is another way to take this entry. From here, stop loss has to cover the breakaway gap, which is 39 handle. Now I can't do that, brother. So you can cover the the last, the breakaway gap. This is the breakaway gap. Okay, according to the price action. Just let me remove this one. That is the breakaway gap. At least the low of that breakaway gap. I can't do that. At least the 50% of that breakaway gap. I can't do that. Then high of this breakaway gap, which is the highly risky, to be honest. But you can take the entry from this entry gap as well if you want. But for me, I really don't want to take this type of entry where the stop loss is going to be too big. So what happened in this type of situation? I miss the trade. I simply miss the trade. Those people in YouTube, you saw 30-40 handle entry, stop loss. This is that type of entry. Okay, so here something like this. I'm just for the sake of this conversation, I'm showing you this trade from the entry gap, going to cover the breakaway gap, which is here, and going to target that buy side liquidity. And yeah, that's all. And then this is the extreme target for me. I'll just be careful a bit about this last parallel gap, which I'm going to predict that is going to be broken. Remember, what did I say? Every kind of buy is 50% over here because the last parallel gap is not broken yet. So for me, selling is more easier until this sell side liquidity, very specifically, until that sell side liquidity, and more importantly, that new open gap. Market didn't give me the chance. I didn't take the entry. That is the buy. I would love to look for that buy. If I would love to push the button, I have to push the button from there. Stop loss has to be here. I show the others line as well, just for the sake of this conversation. Okay, so it's up to you, man. Come on, can you get it now? It seems there is a message. We put stop loss at last fair value. I have talked about this, I think. Suziman, boom. Why is that? Joachim, boom. Why is that? Why boom? Nice reaction from breaker block. I don't see any breaker block. Where is the breaker block? Are you saying this is the breaker block? Low, high, low, low. This is the breaker block? I don't think so. There is any breaker block. I can't see that breaker block. There can be some breaker block, but I can't see Baragan. Oh, I'm becoming like T2. No, you are becoming like you, man. Eagle, you are becoming like you, man. Come on. I'm nobody. I entered long after taking out the sell side liquidity. Wow, that's cool, Sudivan. So it was boom for you. Boom, brother. Nice analysis. Breaker block from 833 candle you have marked. This one, no, that one. 833 candle, 833 candle. 833 candle. This is the breaker block. I don't know why that is the breaker block. No idea. Just first presented fair value gap as inverse. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. For me, this is the entry opportunity. But of course, I'm not going to enter here because the stop loss is 39 handle. Because that is not 5 handle. I need a 5 handle gap. This gap is not 5 handle. Exactly, I need the 5 handle. from week to week, I need the 5 handle. So as you can see here, there to there, it's 85 90, but 85 75 90 25. So it's 4 handle 2 tick. It's a 4 handle 2 tick gap. So it's not my first presented gap. I need 5 handle at least, which is here. So this is my first presented gap. I'm going to use this gap as my first presented gap. Just this is me, okay? This is me. This is how I'm thinking. That's all. Sorry, 933 candle, 933. 930. No, it's not the breaker block, brother. Absolutely, it's not the breaker block. No way that could be a breaker block. By no means it is a breaker block. I mean, we need to take. He didn't take liquidity at 23072. 23072. No, it didn't take the liquidity. It has built the liquidity. It is called the obvious liquidity. This is important while you have the bias. Okay, as I have the bias of bullish, I am not saying this obvious liquidity is going to be taken right now. I will leave them open for later use. It is not liquidity taken. It has built the liquidity. It has built the obvious liquidity. See this line? It has built the obvious liquidity here. But as my bias is bullish and I know that this market is coming here, I'm not interested to think about the sell. Okay, my sell will be valid if and only 15-minute candle close below this fair value gap. That is the fair value gap that is going to determine my bias. This gap, it is going to determine my bias. Am I bullish? Am I bearish? This is going to determine that. And that gap, I just didn't mark it from 15-minute chart. I have marked it from daily chart, from daily, hourly, and then 15-minute chart. I have marked that one, that gap, which is my highest important gap. To be honest, this gap entry is also valid, but it's bit tricky. Okay, so in this type of situation, if there is a gap, for example, there is a gap, just for the sake of this conversation, I would love to take the entry here, something like this. Here, stop loss is going to be happen just below that candle, target, wherever the target is, something like here. Okay, that could be the target. Bit risky, that is why my stop loss is tight. Okay, it's 500. Let put it here. This is also a valid entry, but stop loss has to be very tight. You can't simply put it here or here, because if this candle is broken or this gap is broken, this means this market is coming for this entry gap at least. So that is why I don't want to take huge risk. I can simply cover the last fair value gap low. Okay, I just simply cover that 10 handle and can frame this trade from there. Risky trade, but logical if it gives the chance. Yeah, Sujiban, it has worked perfectly, but as I was over leveraged and my stop loss was too tight, I missed up over there. I was too much confident. I did a lot of contract entry, man. Lot of contract. I just have a question. Why are you focusing on the price going to 23,272 and why this exact price? 23,372. What is that? 22,372. Okay, 23,272. 23. I have already talked about that at the first video. While I came from my Hajj, I have done marking them to my first video after the Hajj. So you can check that, brother. It's a long discussion. You can check that. Okay, later you will check that. Okay, please. Now, if it doesn't give me the entry and keep going higher, I'm not going to cry because it didn't take me. I knew where it will go. I knew where is my entry opportunity. I knew everything. Market just didn't give me the entry. That's all. I knew everything. I didn't just I was not in that trade because market didn't give me the entry. That is why I'm not in this trade. Who has the confusion that I had the confusion about the bias? Is there anyone who can tell that, brother, you are choosing bias baseless, okay, without any logic, without anything, you are choosing the buy side. Anybody who can tell me that? This is kind of a question, okay? Who can tell me that why my bias was bullish? What was going to happen and how I would change my bias to bearish? How did I know that it is a bullish market? It didn't give me the entry, that's different matter. Just market is overzealous, didn't give me the entry. It could simply tap to this fair value gap, then it started to go higher. It could do that. Or it could tap to this entry gap, then it can start to go higher. It is overzealous, it is not, it is in rush, so it went higher by trading that order block, which is the highest probable order block to me. This order block is the highest probable order block to me. Before it worked, I talked about this. Not clean, that is why I didn't frame it, but this I told that this is my highest probable order block. So sometimes you see I push my button, I push the button from those type of order block. Entry gap didn't give me, this gap didn't give me the entry. But what is the logic to thinking about buy? This is your exam. Now pass the exam, please. I would love to see how many people actually got the point. I really need to know that. Nobody? Seriously? Wow. Congratulations, Suzivan. Congratulations, brother. Make at least 300, 250, 300, withdraw it. Don't wait for 500, don't wait for 600 or $1,000. Don't do that. Make 300, like 300, 250 for, I mean, I guess they have a charge. If you withdraw before 250, they have a charge. So at least make $251, withdraw it. Make $251, withdraw it. Every day, do that. Same thing, again, 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 and again. If you don't reply me, if you don't tell me, how did I know that this is a bullish market and why my bias was bullish, which PDRA I was giving the highest priority to define my bias. I'm gonna stop for the rest of the time. I don't care if you leave or not. I'm going to stop. I need to know that you have listened to me very carefully when I was explaining the reason for the bullishness and when I would love to look for the bearishness. Not the mid fair value gap. That's not the mid fair value gap. It was yesterday, Suzivan. Yesterday I was focusing on mid fair value gap. Today, no, not mid fair value gap. Okay. So you can explain why that order block is your highest probability order block. Is it because it took the social liquidity? No, I have already told that. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Wait, just a second, okay? Okay, I think nobody actually got, so I'm not going to say that things again, okay? You're not interested to learn, I don't give a shit. Here, this candle has cleared the sell side liquid, right? That was the sell side liquid here. It has cleared that sell side liquidity perfectly. Tapped to the new day opening gap. Here, this is the gap is not broken. I know this market is going for that buy side liquidity. I have still cleared buy side liquidity over there. So what I'm going to use, the last down close body close candle, I'm going to use that candle as my order block until that buy side liquidity, wherever the buy side liquidity is, or maybe until a certain level where there is some kind of buy side liquidity here. This is that relatively equal highs. I'd love to use that buy side liquidity because it has no reason to fall again, because it has cleared the sell side liquidity. It has no reason to fall again as it has traded that new day opening gap, as well as it is the time where my buy side liquidity is still open over there. Here, clean buy side liquidity there, this high, that high, as well as this huge buy side liquidity from my high time frame. So market doesn't need to fall, as it didn't give me any sign I'm going to fall. Instead, I have a lot of buy side liquidity which is intact. I would love to use that candle as my highest probable buy side liquidity. Sorry, order block. Stop loss is going to be 1 tick below that, not 1 tick actually, 2 tick below that order block. 2 tick below that order block. Sorry if I say. By the way, yesterday some of you have asked me one question about, I think it was Sachin who has asked me about a question about the bullish fair value gap, 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Over there, I told that if it has cleared all the sell side liquidity, then you will look for the bullish fair value gap from 15-minute chart. I was absolutely wrong over there, because later I remembered that I told the wrong thing over there. It is not when the market will clear all the sell side liquidity, then you will look for the bullish fair value gap. No, it's not right. I was wrong absolutely over there. Sorry for my mistake. If it has cleared some obvious liquidity and still there is some liquidity which is far from that liquidity, okay, little far, not like if there is a liquidity, there is a liquidity, not like that, maybe a bit far. Okay, it's all about your experience. You will understand how far it can be. I can't define them by the handle, 10 handle, 20 handle, 50 handle distance from that liquidity. No, something like you can understand that, oh, okay, if it would love to go for that sell side liquidity, it has to break that new day opening gap, that new day opening gap, there is a last fair value gap, something like that. It has to break all of them if it would love to go for that sell side liquidity. In those type of situation where this market has cleared some sell side liquidity, which is so obvious, and then trade any kind of higher time frame PDRA, you will start to look for a bullish fair value gap from 15-minute chart to confirm the bullishness. But if it has cleared all the sell side liquidity, there is no sell side liquidity left, and it has tapped any kind of high time frame PDRA from 15-minute chart or from hourly chart, any kind of high time frame PDRA, you don't need to wait for the 15-minute bullish gap. So if there is sell side liquidity left, you have to wait for a 15-minute bullish gap. If there is no sell side liquidity left, you don't need to wait for the 15-minute bullish gap. So yesterday I told that if it is all, I think it is clear now. I was wrong over there. Okay, I'm sorry why I talked like that way. I don't remember. Later I just noticed that I gave some wrong information yesterday. Sujivan, this is that gap, okay, I was going to use to determine my bias. If you watch it from the beginning, you'll understand. Is that a cricket or calling selling fan? I think there is some kind of what does they call? Something is actually barking outside of my my balcony. You know, this is night, and around the night something is calling. I don't know what is it. Something is calling, actually barking. That's the sound. Is it so disturbing? Thank you, Matthew. You're most welcome, team. See this beautiful price action, just it didn't give me the entry here, I knew where this market is reaching for. I knew everything. I was not able to enter. That's all. Now, can I enter here? This is called one of the strongest fair value gap, which is the liquidity level fair value gap. This is the exactly around the liquidity level. I can use this gap as well to take my entry. This gap here until that buy side liquidity is not taken. This is the last opportunity for me to take the entry for that buy side liquidity. I don't know it is going to give me that opportunity or not, but it's the one of the strongest fair value gap ever. Sounds like a cricket. Come on, man. Is it so disturbing, brother? The market is going up straight. It didn't retrace any fair value gap. Absolutely, MD Tanmoy Khan. That is why I'm not in a trade. But we knew it is going higher. We knew it. We knew that. Is there anyone in here who is here who has the confusion? No, this is a bearish market. When this market started to fall, is there anyone who was thinking this is a bearish market? I don't think so. Thank you, team. It just keep going higher without me. That's all. Those who think about the buy from this gap, I am really feeling upset for them. It is called chasing price from this gap. But brother, it is going to work. I don't give a shit. I will never push the button from that gap. Never ever in my life. By the way, how many likes did I get today? 48 likes. 134 people are watching. 48 likes. That's cool. I got repaid from you. Hey Ski, how are you, brother? Yeah, it's been a long time, man. Bro, many times 2 to 3 new to opening gap or new week opening gap overlapping. Very confusing price action. It's always difficult to trade them. Like here, you can see this is your zone where you are going to play from here to here. This is your zone where you are going to play this 115 handle. But while this market is here in this range, it is very difficult to trade over there. In this zone, it is very difficult to trade. Those people who are thinking about buy from this fair value gap, I really feel upset for them. That is really so pity because you are chasing the market. That doesn't mean I'm asking you not to push the button. If you think it will work, push the button. I have no problem. Okay. It was awesome, Iski. The best vacation in my life. If you're asking me what you are thinking right now, I'm thinking like this. But this retracement can happen until here. There's nothing wrong if it happened here until here. But I need this thing to enter into this market. Without this leg, I'm not able to enter either from here or here. Wherever it will come, I will take my decision depending on that retracement. If it happened from here, I will enter here. If it come here somewhere around this area or maybe until here, I will wait for the new setup or new thing from there. But I need this at first, that leg, to enter. Are you from Bangladesh, bro? Yeah, I'm from Bangladesh, bro. Sorry, Tito, I took that buy. No worries, Ben. Of course you can go for that buy. I clearly told, if any of you took that buy, I respect you, man. I respect you. I am here just only to share my observation. I'm not here to tell you take the buy, don't take the buy. I'm not here for that, okay? So if you took that buy, I really appreciate that. And I believe that you will get your boom, okay? I really pray for that you will get your boom. So don't misunderstand me, please. Thank you, Ski. Thank you so much, brother. I hope that my point is clear. I'm just not telling any of you to push the button or not to push the button. That's all. Now, if this market comes here and tap to this gap anywhere to the top, to the 50%, wherever it will tap, I will be in this trade. From here, then 5 handle above this buy side liquidity. So something like this. If I push the button here, I will go for there 58, 56 until here, maybe 20 handle. Okay, just 20 handle. I'll go for this. Now, it has to close above that. See, it tapped. Something like this. Please don't push the button. I'm just showing you. Like stop loss has to be there, which is 12 handle around this area, and target will be like 20 handle, something like this. As the buy side liquidity is too near to me. I don't like this type of clean highs. They're very clean. I don't like them. I don't want to see that market is going to leave those clean highs. And also I need the speed right now because this is the macro time. So 9:50 to 10:10 macro didn't give me the push yet. I need the push. Don't take that low. Oh, okay, it took that low. Just by tick. We'll wait to see if it can go higher again. Otherwise, I will frame the setup again from here. Still now it is valid. I will re-enter over here if it doesn't come here. If it come here, I'll look for another opportunity. 50-minute candle has closed above this last fair value gap, so I'm believing this market is going higher now. There's nothing that can stop the market. It should go higher, keep going higher. It will close above this gap again. I'll take my entry from this gap again. Wow. Come on, man. Don't make it so confusing. I want you to take that buy sell liquid and keep going higher. This is a sell. I don't want to take that sell, to be honest, because my bias is bullish. But it's like what is reversing the entry. Okay, so I was thinking about buy. Instead, I will change my bias and I will look for sell from here to until this sell side liquidity, and more importantly until this fair value gap from here. Don't want to take it because it's really so difficult to change the theme immediately just for a small liquidity. But this is kind of sell here. While it has tapped to this gap, it's kind of sell for this sell side liquidity. And while this market will take this sell, then tap to this fair value gap, will frame the buy again. So difficult, but of course that is logical. Otherwise, I have to wait to see, because this is now confusing. It left sell side liquidity, it left buy side liquidity. What is going to happen now first? I have no idea. So I have to wait. As this market has moved too far from here to here, it has moved too far. So I have to be very patient over here. No buy, no sell. We'll wait. Just we'll wait. That one loss 12 handle, I'll be happy with that one loss. It should tap over here and should keep going higher to take that buy side liquidity. Didn't do that. Instead fall, made that liquidity. I wanted that run, but toward that buy side liquidity. But it has happened in a opposite way. So we'll take that 12 handle loss. So now I will wait. No buy, no sell. Just will wait. Twisting the side is really so difficult. I mean, looking for buy immediately, I have to change the bias and took the sell because of the market situation. It's really so difficult. So don't want to make you confused. Instead, would love to see if it can provide any buying opportunity from this parallel gap. That's all. Come on, man. Take that sell side liquidity. Give me the opportunity. What are you doing? Fall, fall. Give me another big candle. Faster. Not like that. Made the strongest liquidity over there. More. Don't do that. Come to this fair value gap. Now, if it close above this gap, I'll confidently take the buy. Okay, because it has cleared that sell side liquidity, which was so obvious to me. It has been cleared, though it didn't tap over here. But it would be the best if it could come here to this gap at least. It would be the best. And also from 15-minute chart, it has traded the 15-minute bullish gap. So let's see what is going to happen. Come on, come on, come on, for more. This is the 50% of this last fair value gap from 15-minute chart. That is the best if it can tap here. Now, if it keep falling, that is different matter. Here, I will start to think about the buy now. But if it would really love to come here to this first presented gap, which is an unfinished business, that is okay. Then I have to let all the fall go, and then I will take my decision. The best case of scenario for reversing is from here. If it can give me any kind of buying opportunity now. Let's go, man. Go higher now. Job is done. Go higher. Any kind of bullish fair value gap is my buy. Any kind of bullish fair value gap is my buy. Okay, no gap, no buying opportunity yet to me, as there is no buy, no gap, no sign to think about the buy. This type of candle I don't use them as my order block because this is indecisive. Okay, like small body long wick, I don't look them as my order block. So not going to use this one as my order block. So I will let it go. If it keep falling, I'm happy because I didn't frame any buy. If there was a gap, I would look for that buy. If it started to go higher and I missed that trade, I will say that there was no option to take the buy, so I missed that trade. Can I push the button from here? No, I can't do that. I could do that from here. It was an immediate reaction as it didn't give me that. While it came later here, I can't believe this gap anymore. I can use that as a as a reference, but I can't use this as a buying opportunity or pushing button. I can't do that. Don't make this so complicated, guys. Market, please don't do that. That buy side liquid is too clean to me. It should be taken. Why you are just doing all of these things? It's broken. I'm going to remove it as it is broken. My next line is either this gap or this first presented gap to think about the buy. Can't use this candle as my order block as it didn't trade any gap or something, nothing. It has done nothing. That is why I can't use this candle as my order block to take the buy. I have to depend on the fair value gap, or like the breaker block, or maybe some kind of 22 IT model inversion fair value gap, anything, but not the order block. Here there is no order block that is valid to take my entry. Fair value gap is okay as well, but order block, no, it's not valid to me. But yes has done. Okay, yes came here until this gap is cool. I think that job is done now. It will go higher. Let's see. If any of you would love to use this candle as an order block, you can use it, but it's not my order block. I can't use it. Even if I miss it, I don't care about it, but I can't use this candle as my order block. So I need some kind of fair value gap here that is going to help me to take the buy. Any fair value gap, brother. Any fair value gap. Any fair value gap. What a difficult fair value gap. I have to check the risk actually. It's 12 handle. I have already a loss of 12 handle, right? Okay. Still that is valid. Twelve handle is good. It's a good risk in my opinion. Let's see what it is going to do. Is it going to leave me again, or this is the breaker block actually, but I can't. Should I use this breaker block? The stop loss is gonna be too big then. If I would love to use this breaker block, the stop loss is going to be too much. Your job. If you can confirm, if you think that the stop loss is good, then you can use this as a breaker block. If you think the stop loss is good, otherwise don't go for this. Of course, it will be valid while the market will close out this candle. Like here. Like tapped to this breaker block. Now if it keep going higher, but again I am saying you, if you think the stop loss is going to help you, like here the stop loss has to be there and it will be here, something like this. If you think it is good to you, then go for this trade. Otherwise please don't go for that. It's a valid breaker block. If it doesn't take me, I'm okay with that, but this is all okay. This is what I can see. I can frame. That's all. I'm willing to take the entry from this gap, not from the breaker block, because the stop loss 17 handle, brother, it's not huge. It is huge for me because this market is not volatile. It's not a volatile market. It's very slow market. So in a slow market, if I take a 17 handle loss, I have no idea how can I mitigate that loss. Like that is why I don't want to go for the huge loss. Instead, I would love to go for something like this type of 12 handle loss or something like that. But if you think it's enough, or you can handle that loss, if it is not going high, then you can take that entry from that breaker block. Up to you, brother. Sell? No. Sell is not valid. But this market is going to fall. I don't care. If and only if this market come to this gap again, this entry is not valid anymore. That means if it happens like this, then come here, then go higher, I'm not going to take that buy again. If it come to this gap first before tapping to this gap, because in that type of situation, breaker block has done its job, sent the price higher to take that liquidity, as well as reach to the extreme fair value gap. That should not be traded before giving me the entry. It should be broken with speed. Now this gap has to be broken with speed. So if it come here and then just reverse again, that means it is reaching for something here. I need the speed through this gap. So I want to see this market will give me the entry first, then it will come here and it will go through this gap with speed. Breaker block entry, I'm not going to talk about that. I mean, it's all about you. It's a slow market. I don't want to take that 17 handle risk, as it is slow market. But I can see that is a beautiful breaker block. Of course, you can use it if you want. If you think that if you take a 17 handle loss, I don't care. It's okay with my account size, or it's okay with my leverage, then go for it. Otherwise, don't take it. It's not valid anymore to me, okay, as it has tapped to this. I want to see it will be broken with this speed now. So I will say that I had another opportunity here to take the buy, but unfortunately market didn't give me the entry. Instead it has used the breaker block, okay, and then keep going higher. Just a big bad luck to me. If the market doesn't give me the entry, what can I do, man? Come on. I tried, but it didn't give me the entry. What was your time frame to frame this? What was your high time frame to frame this setup from this gap? My first high time frame was here. You see this gap, which is the gap which is going to determine my bias here. So it tapped to the high of this gap. My second time frame was this last fair value gap, 50%. I mean the low of this last fair value gap. My third reference was this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. My fourth reference was this order block from 15-minute chart. I had all of this high time frame reference to frame the buy setup from there. Unfortunately, it didn't give me the entry from the gap. Instead, it has used that breaker block. That candle closed. See this candle? It has closed. That candle open. Tap to this breaker block. Going for that buy side liquidity. Just a bad luck. By the way, anybody took that entry from the breaker block? If it was a like volatile market, I would go for the trade from the breaker block. But as it is too slow market, 17 handle risk was too much for me. As I told, it has to be broken with this speed. Like here, boom, boom. Just closed it. It will tap to the high. Same logic here. Remember, same thing here. Tap to the high. We'll take that bicep liquidity. Like here. This, that. 5 handle above this. Maybe until 20. Just make it randomly 20. So the thing I was thinking here to take the buy. Remember here I took a 12 handle loss. The same logic is going to work over here again. This is that gap I'm going to use as a support. Here I tried, didn't work. Here I will try again, and I believe that it will work. And this buy side liquidity will be taken, and I would love to see it will go more than 5 handle. So it will be go until 186. 186. Please don't push the button because I'm framing it until 186. Until there, okay? But as you can see, it's 17 handle. I will go for 20 handle. So I'll just randomly put it around 20 handle, something like that. Just observe it. This stop loss, I could put it here. I could simply put it here. I don't want to do that because I would love to cover the high of this gap. This gap. This is the most strongest fair value gap around the liquidity level. It could work as a support, didn't work. It has worked as a resistance here. So it could work as a support again. If it is a loss, I will confidently push the button again, but please don't copy my trade. Please don't copy it. I just learn it. Don't copy it. So something here, 20 handle, right? If I get a loss here, 12 handle around this area, I'll push the button again here to get the same run I was predicting it is going to happen. Something like this tap, boom. Now it was overzealous, made the sell side liquidity fall, cleared that sell side liquidity, used all of this higher time frame, closed above this gap again. This is the highest gap. Just below that buy side liquidity where the last fair value from 15 minutes is already broken. Closed there, didn't clear the buy side liquidity. See, it didn't clear the buy side liquidity. Tap to this buy side, fair value gap again. That is my rebuy over there for this line. Of course, this buy side liquidity will be taken and then it can reverse, but I would love to see it will go at least 5 handle above that buy side liquidity level. Tap here, I'll add more. Like here, I will add more there. Don't copy my trade. It's my request to all of you. I'm sharing my thinking process. That's all, brother. Nothing else. I don't like this drama. Making believer thinking that this is a bearish market. It is going to be used as a support again. So those people who are seeing this market, they are thinking this is now triple top. So take sell, take sell, take sell. All of this fall, they are chasing the market. All of this fall, they are chasing the market. This is all the drama, nothing else, just the drama. I don't like this type of drama because I enter, I want the speed, take that buy sell liquidity. This is so obvious, it should take that. I don't care about anything else. It will close above this candle. I will add more from that candle. This is my one of the beautiful order block. It will close above that. I will add more. Will trail my stop loss 1 tick below that, 2 tick below that order block. I want to see this buy side liquidity will be cleared before 11, because if it enter into the macro 1050 macro, then it's gonna take long to take that buy side liquidity. I don't want to see that, so I would love to see this is going to be taken before 1050. So before the macro, this should be taken. Now, is it reaching here? I don't know, but is it going to take that on? I'm so much confident about that, and I believe that it will go at least more than 5 handle. So here to 5 handle, which is the red line, it will reach until that area. I don't like this drama. Give me the speed, man. Come on. This is all drama. Trust me, man. It's all drama. This all drama are just because of those people who are thinking this is triple top. So take sell, take sell, take sell. They are pushing the button here. Trust me, they are pushing so much button over there because this is a bearish market. They're thinking this is a bearish market, so they're going to push the button. What market will do? You will see that boom, just one candle, boom, something like that. And I'm expecting that is going to happen before 1050. Because if it enter into 1050, I have to trail the stop loss. I can't take that risk anymore. There will be no opportunity to enter over here. More people, no, they're not going to give that. I need like this type of candle, something this type of candle, boom. See this candle? I love this type of candle, and one candle will take that line. One candle, not 2, 3, 4, 5 candle. No, one candle will take this line. I want to see that, and it should do that. Not 2 candle, not 3 candle, not like that. One candle, boom, something like that. If it take a pause, I'll trail my stop loss. That means one candle is not going to take it. I'm going to trail my stop loss. Why? Because it should do that. It didn't do that. What is its intention? Is it going to make another strongest liquidity, then fall a bit? What is it doing? See this candle close? I don't believe this anymore. All my belief has gone. So going to trail my stop loss over there around this area, because it didn't clear that buy side liquidity by one candle. So not going to believe it anymore. Why it is doing that drama over here? It should give me the speed. Why did you put your stop loss over there? Just covered the min threshold of that order block. So this is the order block. I have covered just the min threshold. Now you are more overzealous. Cover the low of that order block, 2 tick below that order block. I don't want to do that. I will just put it a bit right hand side so that I can see what is the run. Here. Tapped to the order block. As it has tapped to the open of this order block, going to mark the open of that order block. I love to mark the open. Okay, this is the open of this order block. Again, if you are over conservative, put the stop loss below that order block, 2 tick below that order block. I don't want to take that risk. I would love to put the stop loss below the min threshold of that order block, because just of this drama. It should not do that. It should give me the speed here. Not only going to take that line, but also it is reaching for that red line, which is 5 handle more than the liquidity level. Why it is doing that? It's too slow market, too much slow market. That is why I was not able to push the button from that breaker block. If it was highly volatile market, I'd go for the trade from that breaker block. I don't care about that fair value gap. I'm going to take that entry from that breaker block. If I'm wrong, I'm going to take a 17 handle loss over there. I can't mitigate that loss in this slow market, from this slow market. So I don't want to take that risk. Now I will put one entry just to tick below this order block, one entry over here by covering the the min threshold of that order block. Okay, just like this way, to show you conservative entry and tight stop loss. Within 5 minutes, before 5 minutes, it has to take that buy side liquidity. Otherwise, I'm doomed. Why? It is going to enter into the macro. So macro can take more time to reach until that buy side liquidity. So within 4 minutes, it has to take that buy side liquidity with speed, because I want to see this market will come here. So I need speed through that buy side liquidity. Come on, man, give me that candle. I need that candle. Come on. Don't make me wrong. Don't take that buy side liquidity by Mickey Mouse move. People will think that I was just saying bullshit things. No, please don't do that. Take that buy side liquidity the way I told you to take it. By one candle, boom. More. Just take it by one candle. A bit more. Come on. So shit. I don't like it, to be honest. I mean, I know that you guys are thinking this guy is just saying something bullshit. No, man. Trust me, it should take that buy side liquidity by this type of candle. With this buy side, it should keep going higher until the 5 handle above this line. It should go over there with speed, so much speed. This is really too much slow market. No, not happy. So buy side liquidity has taken. My intention that it will reach until 5 handle, but you can close or take partial around this line if you want. I know it's not a huge run like 13, 12, 13 handle, but this is what it is. The range from here to here is something like that. I have no idea how to. Yeah, see this candle, I love this type of candle, but one candle, there is 3 candle, but I need one candle that will come here, just one candle. Now it has broken into 3 candle. Okay, that's a boom. Okay, to be honest, that's a boom. I randomly put it until 20 handle. Okay, it has already traded 20 handle. Just let me show you here. Look, 20 handle. See this 20 handle, it's over here, 20 handle. It has hit at my target. Randomly put 20 handle, it has hit at my target, 20 handle. This same logic I was using here. Unfortunately, it has given me a 12 handle loss. A 12 handle loss it has given me. Okay, while it fall here, I know how to enter over there, either from this breaker block. As it was slow market, I didn't take the entry there. I was looking for the entry from here. I never thinking about sell. Yeah, I could take a sell here. It is very twisting. That means just push the button until this relatively equal lows, as well as until this fair value gap. This fair value gap should be traded. Okay, but it is too risky. But of course, I can twist the market and I can frame that sell from here to here. Okay, I didn't take that sell, no problem. I know that what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for buy, right? So there is another opportunity to take the buy. Maybe I missed this trade, no problem. I will push the button here around this area, depending on the same logic I put here, same logic here, and then boom, my loss, 12 handle loss will be mitigated over there. Please don't copy my trade, follow the things I'm explaining here. See, this is speed. Now it is speed. Is there anyone who is going to argue with me? This is not speed, this is speed. If I go to 2-minute chart, you will see the speed here. If I go to 3-minute chart, you will see more speed over there. Not 3 minute, 4 minute, I guess. No, 4 minute, 5 minute, let me check. Okay, 5 minute. 5 minute has given me the speed, but that speed I want to see from 1-minute chart. That 1-minute candle is reaching for that area. But overall, I need that speed. It should give me that speed. All of this drama, or just to trade that order block, as well as it had retested this gap, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. I will push the button here first. I will add more here, and then I will trail the stop loss with the logic. As I told, conservative should cover the low of that order block. Tight stop loss should cover the min threshold of that order block. This is the 2 way to put the stop loss, and then target randomly 20 handle. You can take a partial over here, and then you can hold the trade as long as you want, because this market is coming here. This is the line where this market is coming for. You don't need to hold the trade, to be honest, until that white line, which is actually too far. I guess 100 handle. It's not necessary absolutely, but this is what it is. Very slow market, but I hope that I am successful to explain this price action. The way I was explaining, you got the point. The places I was looking for the buy, yeah, it was overzealous. Didn't give me the entry here, didn't give me the entry over there, then give me a loss here, didn't give me entry over there, give me the entry over here, then there is another entry opportunity. I believe that you got the point. Anybody else in this trade or that breaker block entry? Anybody? By the way, I would love to show you one more thing. Look at that candle. Sorry, this candle, which has given me. What is the time of this candle? You can see the time to the bottom. Okay, 10:49 candle. I need that before 10:50. I need that before 10:50. Otherwise, I'm doomed. I have to put the stop loss to the break even. I don't care about anything else, because it is the macro time. Macro time, it will start to do the new drama over there. I don't want to be the participant of that new drama. Hey Archana, thanks for that boom, man. Yes, mitigated my loss from earlier. Congratulations, Ben. Man, I talk too much. I just talk too much. But trust me, man, my too much talking will help you, or will remind you while you will trade alone. Lot of things it will knock on your mind, because I keep repeating the things. It will knock in your mind. Okay, I should not do that. You will never notice that, because you are listening to me. That is why that is happening. But it will happen to you. Well, you will trade alone. and you will feel like I should not enter over there, I should enter over there, I should not look for buy, I should look for sell. You will understand that I should look for speed here. Okay, it should give me the speed because all the barrier has been broken. All the barrier has been broken, so it should give me the speed. You will notice that unintentionally, man. Come on, trust me. This is my character. Thank you, brother. Now, brother, what can I do now? Can I take a sell? Of course you can. But if I were you, I would never take the sell from there. It is going to fall. I don't care. Is the market is overbought? No, it's not overbought. It will be overbought while it will come to this white line. Then it will be overbought. Until here, it's not overbought. This is the all-time high now. Okay. I guess this is the all-time high or not. No, that's not the all-time high. I guess this is the all-time high. Okay, that is the all-time high. That is my next target actually. Keep talking, bro. We love this. You can see that 80 people are watching because of my over talking. Thank you, brother. I am done for the day. I will see you tomorrow, God willing. Inshallah, Suzivan. Brother, you are doing a great job and you will receive a good reward in the end. Inshallah, brother. My reward is while you will be profitable, then it is going to be my reward. I need something. Okay, I need something like this. It can be slow now because I'm opening the Discord. My laptop can start to react. I would love to show you something actually. So it started. Just a second. Inshallah, Eagle. Inshallah, brother. I joined to the Bullnox actually. Sorry, not Bullnox. Blue Guardian Futures. If anyone would love to check that out, you guys can check that out. Love to put. Okay, first let me show you this. The way I really love to see this type of things. Okay, where you guys will put the certificate of your payout. I love to see that. That is my reward. In my opinion, that is my reward. That is the only thing I am very happy to see. Okay, while you will show your payout certificate, I will say that whatever I'm doing here, it's not wasting my time. Right now in this market, I have nothing to do. I know that this market will keep going higher, but I have nothing to do until there is a fall like this. Until that, I have nothing to do over there. You would love to take a sell, please go for that. I have no way to take the sell from there. I will wait for the new buy for this all-time high first, then for that white line. So that is my target. Until then, I'm not interested. You guys can check this out because last time I was talking to Slate and he told that expensive things. Okay, so this is the Blue Guardian futures. Blue Guardian and Blue Guardian futures are different. This is Blue Guardian futures. If anyone is interested, you can use the link because they didn't give me the code. Just told me that I have to use this link. You guys can check this out. It's gonna cost $50 for 50k account, no activation fees. Okay. And the code is BOZO50. This is the code. If you would love to use the link, I'll be grateful to you. If you, you guys can check that out. Okay. So I just joined them to see if they have any special offer or something like that. Okay. And as I told, I really love to see this type of payout certificate. That's all I would love to see. Thank you, bro. Not been an easy ride. You came as a shining light. A lot of struggling traders appreciate your efforts in always helping others. The wizard. Okay, I didn't read this comment. If any of you are thinking about sell, please go for it. But I'm still thinking about buy. I can't take the entry, but I'm more interested to see this market will take the all-time high and then reach over here. If it fall a bit, I'll frame the buy again. End of the day drawdown, brother. End of the day drawdown, like my funded futures. I think it's a good deal. $50 for 50k account. It's not a bad deal. It's a good deal in my opinion. You guys can check. I'm not asking any of you to trade with them, but if you think it's good deal, then go for it. I talked to Pro Trader, but he told me that he has got some payout from them, so it's legit, and they're here for long time. Previously, they didn't have the futures, so newly they have added the futures trading. Previously, they were trading CFD, so you guys can check that out, okay, if you want. I will wait here until 11:30. Let's go from the beginning. Are you willing to go from the beginning, guys? Because now everything is hindsight. While it was 9:30, it was here, right? 9, sorry, not there. Here 9, around 9 here. So while I came to the live, market was here, somewhere here. Whatever happened, now everything is hindsight. But we have talked about this beforehand, before it being hindsight. Yeah, I framed a losing trade, which is 1200 losing trade. I really agree with you. Yeah, that is a losing trade. Sometimes shit happens. Then I framed a winning trade, which is at least 20 handle, and then you can hold the trade if you want, because you know what this market is coming for. Here, this is the area where this market is coming for. Of course, you can hold the trade by trailing the stop loss if you want. Otherwise, you can close the trade around 20 handle, whatever you want. If you say, then I will start one phase, no activation fees for $50. Yes, absolutely. No, like a same like my funded futures, same like take profit trader, but like same like my funded futures. Okay, same like that. But the price is $50, which is really reasonable to me. I think so. If you guys tell me, then I can start from the beginning. Otherwise, I really don't have anything to say right now. But if you tell me, then I can start from the beginning. The way I have planned the buy, sell, everything, I can go for that. You have to be very confident about your entry. Did I ever say here, while I was framing this trade from there, did I ever say maybe it will work, maybe it doesn't work? No, I am so much confident. How far it can reach, I showed you that, because it should be calculated. Why it came back again, I showed you that. Why it came back again, it's drama. Then I showed you how it should take that buy sell liquidity. Then I told that I can't frame any buy here, no sell. I'm not interested for any sell, but I can't frame the buy because it is a bullish market and market is too high. So without any kind of this type of fall, I can't frame any buy. So it should be like very confidently you should react with the market. Sometimes it's gonna be a losing trade, like here 7 handle, 8 handle, 10 handle, 12 handle. Lose is nothing, trust me man, it's nothing. Until 12 handle, it's nothing. If you're not over leveraging like me, I did over leveraged here today from this 7 a.m. kill zone. This was the best entry ever about around the 7 a.m. kill zone. But unfortunately, I was over leveraged, so I couldn't put my stop loss just below where I should put it. Just it was 12 or 13 handle, I don't remember, but as I was over leveraged, I was not able to put the stop loss to the most logical level. If you don't over leveraged it, you know that this is going to work the way you should work. Now, if you guys tell me, I will go from the beginning. If you tell me no, you don't need it, then I will keep quiet. You guys please talk to me now, okay? At the beginning, I didn't have the time because I was talking about this price action. Now I have the time until 11:30. I have the time. I will wait. If I see something good, then I'll go for the trade. If I don't see anything, I'll just keep waiting. That's all. Ah. Okay, I got two guys who are interested about, not two guys actually, two ladies and gentlemen who are interested about the theme. I love to talk. That's why I was asking for that. I can't stay quiet. In my real life, I'm a very quiet guy. I'm a very quiet person. But while I'm in front of my chart, I'm very talkative. As two of you are interested, let me talk about this price action from the very beginning. Okay, it's from the very beginning. First of all, I'm not going all of these lines. They are the standard deviation lines. Okay, why these lines are important? You can watch the first live I have done after my vacation. That live where I have explained all of this line, I have marked all of those line in front of you guys. Okay, nothing is hindsight. Everything has been marked beforehand. So I'm not interested to mark them. From the daily chart, I'm watching this candle as my order block. This is that candle which is my order block. I'm going to mark the open. I am more interested to see that this order block will hold the market, send it higher until minus 2.5 standard deviation. That is going to be my new all-time high. This is going to, I repeat, this is going to be my new all-time high. If daily candle break that minus 2.5 standard deviation, then this minus 2 standard deviation is going to be my new all-time high. Brother, you are not saying the all-time high exactly. I'm telling you the exact all-time high. This is my exact all-time high. Okay, and then this market will fall any of this area. This is going to be my all-time high. But if the daily candle close above this line, no fake breakout, no nothing, one candle will close above this, I will think that this market is coming here. This is going to be the all-time high. So I will depend on the market to think about my all-time. Until now, this is my all-time high, which is the minus 2.5 standard deviation body to body. Before reaching here, it can give me some kind of reaction from here. The reaction you have seen from this line, that is the 50% in between the the standard deviation. This is the 50%, and this one is in between these two lines. This is the 50%. As you have seen some kind of reaction from there, I can have some kind of reaction from there as well. But if it doesn't give me the reaction, okay, it will give me the reversal from there, not reaction, reversal from there, from that line. If it is broken, it will reach until that area. If it give me some kind of reaction from there, then it will fall. I will start to think about buy again until here. No reversal from there, just the reaction. Can the reversal can happen from there? Of course it can happen. This is a very specific line. The reversal can happen from there. It can be the all-time high. I don't think so. It will make the all-time high with here. It will make the all-time high here. That is my belief. This is today's candle. I didn't know that it is coming here. Okay, at the beginning of today's stream, I didn't know that it is coming here. So this candle is not there. Actually, it is here somewhere. While I have started the live, it was here somewhere. Now I'm coming. I think that my point is clear. This is not relatively equal lows to me because they are not the swing low to make the relatively equal lows. I love swing low here. This is a swing low. There is another swing low. This two low has made the relatively equal lows, which is a clean liquidity from the daily chart where I can think about the reversal and take that liquidity first, then go higher. Here, they're the sideways candle. All of these candle are sideways. That means body close there, body open there, body open there, body close there, body open there, body close. You can see all of the bodies are around the same zone, right? The same zone. But here you can see this body open here, close there, open here, close there, open here, close there, open here, close there. Sorry, open here, close there. So they're the different zone they have closed. But here all of them has closed around the same level, same zone. So it's not my area where I'm going to think this is my sell side liquidity. All I'm seeing, they're reacting from that order block. If any of you are trading right now, please go for that. I have no problem with that. Okay, but I'm not interested to frame any setup over there until there is some kind of reaction fall to take the high again, to take the buy again. So I think this daily chart is clear to all of you because it has traded that order block before going higher. It's not like something reacting random level and then going higher. No, it is reacting from order block. How long it will react? I have no idea, brother. I have no idea. I'm here almost every day to show you every day's price action, and you can see that how many days I'm wrong. You will count that. Okay. Now I'm coming to hourly chart. So this is my hourly chart. Remember, this price is not yet here. Okay. This is my hourly chart, and from the hourly chart, to be honest, I was watching this gap from the hourly chart, and I told that this is the gap that is going to hold the market, and this market will go higher. This is the candle which has created later, that candle. So in that type of situation, this candle has traded, and this is the area where I was thinking this is that area where I came here to talk about the price action. So this is the candle. I told that this is that hourly gap that is going to hold the market, send it higher for the relatively equal highs which has been marked from my 15-minute chart. So I will show that to you. From hourly chart, I have nothing to say. Instead of this, I have nothing to say. There is some sell-side liquidity here. I told that this is an obvious liquidity. This is some sell-side liquidity here. I have some sell-side liquidity there. They should kept open until this market is not reaching here. While it will reach here, it will start to reverse to clear all of this liquidity. All of this liquidity market is leaving here. Okay, these liquidities are leaving there because this market has to reach in a certain level before falling. By the way, does it make the all-time high already? I think it has made the all-time high already. Yeah, this is the new all-time high, if I'm not wrong. So I'm only bullish. Okay, so I'm coming in 15-minute chart. So if you see here, that was the buy side liquidity around this area. That is the buy side liquidity. Yesterday in my Discord live, also in my live session, I have talked about this middle range fair value gap. Okay, this is the middle range fair value. Let me remove this. Oh, no, I will need that actually. So I will talk about this. This is the middle range fair value gap. In between this sell side liquidity, this buy side liquidity. This is the 50% of that range. If you find any kind of fair value gap, as this market is above this 50%, it was above, right? Here, it was above. So as it was above this line, so I will look for the bullish gap. For example, this market was here. It was not there, okay? It was here somewhere. Then I will look for any kind of bearish gap to that specific leg. If there is any bearish gap which is aligned with this 50% range, I will look for that bearish gap as a middle range gap. Until that bearish gap is not broken, I will keep thinking this market is taking that sell side liquidity. As the market is above the 50% of this range, I'm looking for the bullish gap that is going to determine my bias. Is it going for that sell side liquidity? Is it going for that buy side liquidity? Remember, not the high, not the low. Liquidity to liquidity. Okay, liquidity to liquidity. Ellie, please watch the first stream I have done after the vacation, I guess around Sunday. Okay, this Sunday, last Sunday. Today is Thursday. This Sunday live, please watch that. You will get everything over there. It's a long discussion. I don't want to go over there. It's a small live. Please watch it. Everything will be clear to you. Okay, brother? So now focus over here what I'm saying. I know it's too boring. If you don't like it, you can leave it. I have no problem with that. But I think it's really so important. If you focus over here, you will learn a lot from here. Okay. Sell side liquidity, buy side liquidity. Why did I mark that buy side liquidity? Why I didn't mark another buy side liquidity? Oh, okay. There is no other buy side liquidity. This is the highest buy side liquidity. Why that is the highest buy side liquidity? This is the highest buy side liquidity. I don't look for the single high as my buy side liquidity. I always look for relatively equal highs as my buy side liquidity. As this is the highest buy side liquidity, this is the lowest sell side liquidity. There is no other sell side liquidity below this. Brother, you have another sell side liquidity. It's too far. I don't need to think about that leg because this leg, see this leg, that has been broken by that leg. So in that leg right now, while this market was here, this market was inside that leg, that specific leg. It was not inside this leg. So I don't need to worry about that sell side liquidity. I have to worry about all of this leg. If in that leg I have buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity, that is important to me. This is the lowest sell side liquidity. I have some other sell side liquidity. For example, here, I don't care about that sell side liquidity. I'm going to mark the extreme sell side liquidity. Maybe there is a low. Okay, just below this there is a low. I don't care about that low. All I care about the liquidity, relatively equal lows, relatively equal highs. Mark that. Let me remove the last fair value gap because I'm getting confused. This is the middle fair value gap, and let me change the color. Okay, that is the color. This is called, I'm saying this is the middle range fair value gap, range middle fair value gap. Okay, this is the range in between sell side and buy side. This is the 50%. This is the most nearest fair value gap of that range, 50%. Okay, so until this gap is not broken, like yesterday I was bullish, until it is not broken, I am more interested to think about that buy side liquidity. Now I have already explained all of these things yesterday's Discord live around the PM session, and I showed you how to think about that. Everything has been cleared. Okay, if you are with me around the Discord live, you know how to deal with this. But it was too much clean, too easy to think about the trade around the PM session. Just if you focus whatever I have explained over there. Then market came here, tap over there, went higher, tap again over there, made relatively equal lows. You can see this low and that low, they're the relatively equal lows, right? I have new sell side liquidity over here. You have to look for something else, though that is the sell side liquidity. This is the same sell side liquidity I'm showing you here. Okay, this sell side liquidity and this sell side liquidity are the same, but they have actually traded the new day opening gap. So this new day opening gap is supporting the price. It is supporting the price, and this market is going higher. All of these lows has been created over there, but at the same time it has used that new day opening gap as a support. Remember, market is here, while 9:30 market is here. It's not anywhere. So I still don't know it is going to take that buy side liquidity or is it going to take that sell side liquidity. I still don't know that. Okay, so let me remove that one more time and come here. So now I have new sell side liquidity here, which is very near of the market, and this buy side liquidity as well as the last fair value gap from 15 minute chart. This is the last fair value gap from 15 minute chart. So I have seen that this market failed to close above this last fair value gap, and I have the buy side liquidity that can't be taken until this last fair value gap is not broken. Look what happened. This specific candle has closed above this last fair value gap, and then boom, the buy side liquidity has been cleared. Market is reaching for the line I told him or her to reach. This is the line where it is reaching for right now. When? While this market has closed above this last fair value gap. This is a very strong gap. Used that gap, fall again, made relatively equal lows, went higher again, closed. Okay, here that was before the market. Okay, closed inside this last gap. So I'm not 100% sure yet it is going to take that buy side liquidity. So just before the session, I have seen that market has left some sell side liquidity here, sell side liquidity there. Okay, this is two sell side liquidity. It is very clean from 1 minute chart. It is very clean from 15 minute chart. I have this sell side liquidity. This is the gap. Remember, just before 9:30, if your bias is bullish, my bias is bullish, right? Because this range gap 50% is still holding the market. So my bias is bullish. Market is just struggling to break that last fair value gap. There is my buy side liquidity. Depending on this middle range fair value gap, I know this market is reaching for that buy side liquidity. Depending on daily gap, daily order block, I know this market is reaching for that all-time high and for that white line. Because of hourly bullish fair value gap, I know that this market is bullish. So everything is telling me I am bullish. Now just before 9:30, I'm going to mark the most obvious bullish fair value gap from 15 minute chart just before 9:30. Before going for my vacation, I told you this. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Every day, first determine your bias. If your bias is bullish, look for the most obvious bullish fair value gap from 15 minute chart. If your bias is bearish, mark the most important bearish fair value gap from your 15 minute chart just before 9:30. Before 9:30, this is that bullish gap. Until this gap is not broken, I will keep looking for buy. If this gap is broken, I will first look for sell. Here, this is the sell side liquidity. This is the next sell side liquidity. In between this sell side liquidity and that sell side liquidity, there is a twist. See, this is that sell side liquidity I'm talking here. This sell side liquidity, that sell side liquidity are the same sell side liquidity. This sell side liquidity, that sell side liquidity are the same liquidity. In between these two sell side liquidity, I have 2 days new day opening gap. So if the market close below this gap, I will start to think that this is going to be taken, and then market is going to break that new day opening gap, and coming for this sell side liquidity. Very clearly it is coming for this sell side liquidity if this gap is broken. Now if this gap is not broken, but I'm seeing that market is falling, okay, something like that, market is falling, okay, but this is 15-minute candle didn't close, has taken that sell side liquidity. I will look for the most obvious line that can stop the market. What can it be? This new day opening gap. See this new day opening gap, that is the most obvious higher time frame period that can stop the market and send it higher again for that buy side liquidity, because this is a bullish market until the body doesn't close below this gap. If the body close below this gap, I am going to think that it is coming back maybe my maximum over here, and then it is going to break the new day opening gap and going to take that sell side liquidity. After taking that sell side liquidity, using some kind of last fair value gap or anything higher time frame period, maybe some kind of this new day opening gap over here on my right hand side, and then it will go for that buy side liquidity. This is 2 type of situation I'm going to decide depending on the candle close of this fair value gap from 15-minute chart. Okay, I know that it is too much information. I know that some of you are getting bored and you are thinking what this guy is talking about. Listen to me. If you don't understand, repeat this one more time after closing this stream. You will be benefited, man, trust me. What happened? Then market open here. Okay, what did this candle close? This is that 929, exactly 929. This candle has closed inside this gap. So this gap is not broken. While this not broken, what I'm thinking, bull run, just the bull. So I'm going to 1-minute chart now. This is that 1-minute chart. Okay, I've seen that around 929 market has closed inside this gap, that is that same gap. What I'm thinking, sell 100% no, I'm extremely bullish. Any kind of buying opportunity above the constant encroachment here, I'll look for the buy. Any kind of buying opportunity, I'll look for the buy. What market has started? Open, started something and fall here. Take that sell side liquidity, right? This is that sell side liquidity I have shown you. It has taken that sell side liquidity. So am I thinking about sell here? No, I'm not interested to think about that sell until the 15-minute candle close below this gap. I'm not thinking about sell, but brother, market is going to fall. It is going to take that sell side liquidity without closing the 15-minute candle below this fair value gap. If it cleared that sell side liquidity, I don't give a shit. I don't care at all over there. I don't care about that. Simply, I don't care. Why? Because the 15-minute candle didn't close below this fair value gap. This is the fair value gap I'm going to determine for my bias. Okay, what is going to be my bias? It is going to depend on this fair value gap. Very specific, not confusing. Before 9:30, if your bias is bullish, look for the most beautiful bullish fair value gap from 15-minute chart. If there is nothing from 15-minute chart, try to mark something from hourly chart. If your bias is bearish, mark the most obvious beautiful fair value gap from hourly chart. Every day I do the same thing. If you don't find any good bearish fair value gap from the 15-minute chart, mark them from the hourly chart. If you don't get anything both from 15-minute and hourly, don't do anything. Just wait. Don't do anything, because you don't know this market is going for the sell side liquidity or is it going to take that buy side. You have no idea for that, right? So this market, though the 15-minute candle didn't close below this, but it has cleared that sell side liquidity. Now, can I frame some sell from there? Depending on that first presented gap, depending on lot others, you can of course frame some sell by thinking that it is going to take this sell side liquidity, not the sell side liquidity here. It's too far, but it's too near. How do I know that? Just look at the distance here to here. It's 20-25 handle, something like that. Very near, right? But this sell side liquidity is too far. Here to here, it's near about 180 handle. For me, the best area to put the stop loss is 20 handle. Why? Because 20 handle is a smart move. If you are bullish and your stop loss is maximum 20 handle, this market didn't give you the drawdown more than 20 handle. That means whatever you are predicting, this market will go higher. It will go higher because it didn't give you the drawdown more than 20 handle. Now, why you are making that specific number? My experience. I just can't tell why it is, but I have experienced that if my stop loss is safe with 20 handle, most of the time my target got hit. If it breached 20 handle, go 25, 30 handle, then most of the time my target is wrong, my bias is wrong, market actually go opposite way. So depending on that, 20 handle is a smart move. That means even though it fall from here to here, it is acceptable to me. Around 9:30, it is highly volatile, which is called the Judas swing. Now there is a gap over here, which is less than 55 handle. So I didn't mark it as my first presented gap. As you know that I mark the first presented gap with 5 handle, week to week 5 handle. So it's a different logic. I don't need to talk about that. While it has cleared that sell side liquidity, I clearly told that I'm more interested to wait until this market doesn't tap to this new day opening gap. If it tap to this new day opening gap, good. That is my buying opportunity from there. Why? Because still 15-minute candle didn't close. This is the running candle, right? 15-minute candle. You are seeing this candle open there. It is here from 15-minute chart. It is here. So you are going to think that it is going to close below this fair value gap. I don't think like that way. I have seen the previous candle has closed inside this gap. So the next candle should close above this gap again or inside this gap again. It is not going to close below this. But brother, it has closed. You're wrong. Okay, then I'll switch my bias and I will start to think about this sell side liquidity if I'm wrong. But until it is not telling me, it is not showing me something that is very clean, I'm not going to predict something like unusual. It has told me I'm going to close inside this gap. I have closed inside this gap. That means the next candle is going to close inside this gap as well, right? It's not broken, so it is holding the market. It came here, cleared that sell side liquidity. I would love to see it will tap to this new day opening gap now. Next candle, open, tap to this new day opening gap, closed here. Then this candle closed here. I told that this is the strongest order block to me. Why? As I explained, all of my bias is telling me I am bullish. Everything is telling me I'm bullish. This gap is not broken. It has cleared the most obvious sell side liquidity. Now, that is the London low. I don't care about that. I really don't care about that. Though I think that is not the London low. I think, is that the London low? I think that is the London low. Whatever it is, I don't look for them. London low or London high, Asia low, Asia high. I don't look for them. I look for the liquidity and the most obvious level. It has cleared the beautiful sell side liquidity. See this beautiful clear sell side liquidity. It has been cleared, tapped to this new day opening gap over here. This is that new day opening gap that has tapped over this new day. The new day opening gap. After tapping to this new day opening gap, it should keep going higher. That is the order block that should work. Most of the time it works perfectly. And you have seen sometimes I push the button depending on that order block. This is the reason for that order block. There is no reason this market will fall again. So this is that block that should hold the market, send it higher. Market did some drama over there, a bit drama, never took the low of that order block, started to go higher, made the first presented gap. What I'm thinking, buy. But brother, it is below that gap, right? This is that gap. It is below that gap. Okay. In that type of situation, if you need more beautiful entry, you should always frame the setup above the 50% of that obvious fair value gap. That is more safe. If you would love to frame any buy, you should frame it above the 50% of that gap, which is the obvious gap, which is going to determine your bias. Always try to take the buy above the 50%. If you are bearish, try to take the sell below the 50%. It is the safest area. Made the first presented gap here, didn't tap to this gap, went higher above this line. I'm safe to think about the buy. I have no problem with anything else. Now there is a question. From 15-minute chart, there is a bearish gap. See here. Now this candle is not still over there. The candle is until here. So it is not still breaking that bearish gap. from the last parallel gap. Do you really care about that gap? I really don't care about that gap, but I care about this last parallel gap. Until this last parallel gap is not broken, this market can do lot of drama. Lot of drama can happen over here until this gap is not broken. What is this gap? I have no idea what is this. I'm going to remove it. I have no idea why it is over there. Until this last gap is not broken, it is not broken. Say until there, the body didn't close above this last parallel gap. I was predicting this gap is going to be broken. This gap is going to be broken. The last gap is going to be broken, but that is just my prediction. I can be 100% wrong about that. But instead of this last parallel gap from 15-minute chart, which is here from there, instead of this gap, any kind of bearish gap, I even didn't notice them. I don't even notice them. What there is a bearish gap, I don't care about that. I don't notice them because this gap is the most obvious gap that is telling me, brother, look, where did I close? Why you are thinking that I'm going to fall? I will go higher. I'll clear that buy side liquid. Then I'll go wherever you want me to go. I'll go over there. This bearish gap, I really don't care about that. I even don't notice them. Any kind of buying opportunity from here, I'll go for that buy. Okay, so I have talked about this entry. From this entry gap, market didn't give me it was overzealous, just didn't give me the entry. Any kind of buy from there, I'm very happy to take that buy, even though I know it's a little risky because this gap is not still broken. As my higher time frame, daily chart, that hourly chart, 15-minute chart, everyone is telling me that market is going to take and clear that buy side liquidity, raise fair value gap 50%. All of them are telling me that this market is reaching for that buy side liquidity. I'm predicting this is going to be broken because I have a lot of PDRA. They are going to tell me it is going for that buy side liquidity. Okay, and then boom, 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 and then just cleared that buy side liquidity. Okay, and then boom. No trade is valid for me from 11:30 to 12:50. I don't trade in between that time frame. At that time frame, I used to get the confirmation for the PM session. Thank you. Why my Nasdaq chart is different? I have no idea why it is different, brother. Why it is different? Such an amazing explanation, brother. I'm going to use your 20 handle stop loss idea to filter out my entries. Of course, you can do that, Ellie Bright. Anyone error? Mine is September contract still is different. If you go to the daily chart, there is a button to the bottom. It is called set. Use settlement as close on daily interval. Is it toggle 1 or is it toggle off? Now let me tell you one more time. Is it now same now? Can you please check? Is it same now? Oh, okay, you got the point. I think it should be the toggle 1. Okay, it should not toggle off. I was explaining the price, brother. Okay, so don't think that I'm using the market replay, all of these things. It was live. Now it is hindsight, but it was live. Thank you guys for understanding and for being over here. If anyone has any question, let me know. Otherwise, I'm done. And I believe that it was a very nice session, a very good learning session with the profitable trade. So most welcome. Ready? Not boring, but learning. Really nice explanation. Thank you, Baragan. Anybody has any question? Is it a bearish market now? I don't think so. This can give me some kind of reaction, but here it's a very random level. I should not see any kind of randomness from there. But I can be wrong. This can start to fall now. I have no problem with that, but I'm not thinking about the bearishness right now. Until this market is above this gap, I will keep looking for buying opportunity. The whole day I will use this gap. But in a short term, I can frame some sell if it left some sell, like here. Remember here, around this area, I talked about this gap and this sell side liquidity, a very small scalping until this parallel gap. This type of things are different. But bias, it will be still bullish until this white line. Nobody has no question, but they talk as much as we can digest. So how can we have any question? By the way, this top fan, I have no idea what is that. I can see that Aurelio Pilarts is the first top fan. Okay, he is the top fan. Number two is Suzivan. Number three is Eagle Sniper. They're the top fan. I don't know how they calculate this. I have the top fan, by the way. Wrong bias today again. Was that your bias or was that my bias? I think my bias was right. Oh, okay. It happens, brother. Everyone's bias can't be right every single day. Like my bias is wrong sometimes, your bias will be wrong sometimes. This is the game, right? If you are always right, then you will never be here. You will be in a billionaire society. You will never see your comment here, brother. Come on. If I was right 100% of the time, then you would never see me here because I didn't have the time to talk to you. I would lead a life like billionaire life. By the way, thank you so much, guys. I think it's done for today. I'm not sure about the PM session, but if I come, I will come around the Discord. If I see something that should be explained, then I'll come around the PM session to the Discord. Otherwise, I'll trade my own account. Actually, I've already passed on my funded futures, bought one take profit trader account. So would love to try to pass that take profit trader account to make 5 funded account. After 5 funded account, I'll do the live trade, only the members only live and the Discord, not here because a lot of toxic people are over here. I don't want to blow my mind to blow my account because of toxic comment. So that's my plan right now. I need some money. I'll make some 10, 15, 20,000 and then I will stop trading again. I'm broke right now. After after the Hajj, I'm a little broke. So I need to trade again. কি জানো এখন এটা কোনো কথা এখন কি গরম আসার সময় কেন ফ্যান ছেড়ে দাও না সমস্যা আমি okay guys, thank you so much. Yeah, talk to you next time. Bye bye.